They say life is simple, but the truth, the most powerful ideas are full of contradictions. These paradoxes of philosophy will blow your mind, and the last one might completely change how you see the world. Stay until the end, because once you hear them, you'll never think the same way again. Let's begin. Contradiction. #1. Happiness requires suffering. We live in a world obsessed with happiness. Social media screams, "Be happy now. Buy this product, take this trip, follow these steps, and you'll never be sad again." But here's the hard truth: without suffering, happiness cannot exist. Imagine this: a man wakes up every day in paradise. Perfect weather, perfect food, endless pleasures, no pain, no hardship. How long before paradise becomes boring? How long before joy feels meaningless? Happiness is like light, it only shines because darkness exists. Every smile carries the memory of tears. Every victory is born from struggle. If you've ever worked for months on a goal, maybe building a business or earning a degree, you know this truth. The day you succeeded felt incredible, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. Nietzsche said, "To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering." And he was right. The things that break us are often the same things that shape us, so the next time you feel pain, don't rush to escape it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Because in that question lies growth, and in that growth, happiness. Contradiction number 2. Freedom exists within limits. Freedom sounds like having no rules. Do whatever you want, whenever you want. Right. Wrong. Total freedom isn't freedom at all. Chaos. Picture this. You walk into a restaurant with no menu. They say, "We can make anything in the world." At first that sounds amazing, but then the anxiety kicks in. What should I order? What if I choose wrong? Too many choices paralyze us. Life works the same way. A painter creates beauty, not by ignoring the rules of art, but by mastering them. A musician plays melodies, not by smashing random keys, but by respecting harmony. Boundaries give birth to creativity. Jean-Paul Sartre called this the burden of freedom. Too much of it, and we drown in possibilities. But when we choose a direction, set limits, and commit, we find real freedom. Ask yourself, what boundaries could make you freer? Contradiction number 3. The more you chase happiness, the less you find it. Think of the last time you tried really hard to be happy. Maybe you bought something new, took a trip, or set a goal to just be positive. Did it work? Maybe for a moment, but then emptiness returned. Happiness is like a shadow, it follows when you stop running after it. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived Nazi concentration camps, said, "Happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue as the unintended side effect of personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself." This means happiness is a byproduct of meaning. When you serve, love, create, learn, happiness shows up uninvited. But when you make happiness the goal, you crush it. So stop asking, "Am I happy?" Start asking, "What matters deeply to me?" Because happiness doesn't come from chasing, it comes from living. Contradiction. #4. You are both insignificant and infinite. Look at the stars tonight. Each one burns with the power of 1,000,000,000 suns. The universe is so vast that Earth is a speck of dust floating in an ocean of darkness. And you're smaller than small. That truth can feel terrifying, but here's the twist. Inside you is something infinite. A mind capable of love, art, and imagination. You can write words that outlive you. You can build something that changes lives. You are insignificant and infinite. Accepting both truths at once gives you freedom. Your problems shrink, but your purpose grows. You realize you don't control the universe, but you can give your small life a big meaning. Contradiction number 5. Control is an illusion, but responsibility is real. You can't control the weather, the economy, other people, or even every thought in your mind, but you can control your reaction. That's where power lives. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So yes, control is an illusion, but responsibility isn't. Responsibility means responsibility, the ability to choose your response. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, life gets lighter. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that I can never control? And then let go. Contradiction number 6. The only constant is change. We all crave stability. We want relationships to last forever, jobs to stay secure, bodies to stay strong. But life doesn't work that way. Heraclitus, the ancient Greek philosopher, said you could not step into the same river twice. Why? Because both you and the river have changed. Change is the only guarantee in life. And yet, the more we resist it, the more we suffer. Think about the last time something changed against your will. A breakup, a move, losing a job. You fought it, didn't you? It felt like the end. But now, looking back, didn't that change lead to growth? Maybe it forced you to discover strength you didn't know you had. Here's a story. A man loses his job unexpectedly. He's angry, terrified. Months later, he starts his own business, something he never considered before. That business gives him freedom and purpose. The thing that felt like the end was actually the beginning. The paradox is this: we seek permanence in a world where nothing is permanent. The key isn't to avoid change, it's to flow with it. Ask yourself, what change am I resisting right now? And what if that change is the doorway to my next chapter? Contradiction number 7. To gain knowledge, admit you know nothing. This one feels uncomfortable. We live in a culture that worships certainty. People argue online every day, desperate to be right. But Socrates, one of the greatest thinkers in history, said, "I know that I know nothing." Why would a genius say that? Because wisdom begins with humility. When you think you know everything, you stop learning. But when you admit your ignorance, curiosity takes over, and curiosity is the engine of growth. Think about technology. If you believed you knew it all 20 years ago, you'd be lost today. Life changes, knowledge evolves. The moment you say, "I know it all," you shut the door on discovery. Here's the paradox. The smartest people in the world are often the most humble. They ask questions. They listen more than they speak. They're comfortable with uncertainty because they know that every answer leads to more questions. So next time you're tempted to argue or prove someone wrong, pause and ask, what can I learn from this? True strength isn't in being right, it's in being willing to grow. Contradiction number 8. Selflessness is the ultimate form of selfishness. We're taught to give without expecting anything in return. But why does helping others feel so good? Science shows that acts of kindness release dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. Helping others literally makes you happier. Does that make giving selfish in a way? Yes. And that's okay, because when you give, the world wins, and so do you. Buddhist philosophy embraces this paradox. Compassion benefits both the giver and the receiver. Studies even show that volunteers live longer and have better mental health. So maybe the secret to happiness isn't chasing pleasure for yourself, but creating joy for others. Ask yourself, when was the last time I helped someone without expecting anything back? How did it make me feel? Contradiction number 9. The hardest thing and the right thing are usually the same. Life constantly tempts us with easy paths. Skip the workout, tell the little lie, stay in the comfort zone. And sure, the easy path feels good now, but it costs you later. Hard choices like telling the truth, leaving a toxic relationship, chasing a big dream feel terrifying in the moment. But those are the choices that set you free. Here's a question: which is harder, saying no to what's easy, or living with regret? Philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Self-mastery means choosing discomfort today for a better tomorrow. So the next time you face a hard decision, remember, hard doesn't mean wrong. Hard often means necessary. Ask yourself, what's the hard thing I've been avoiding on? Would my life look like if I faced it? Contradiction number 10. Death gives life its meaning. Most people fear death. We avoid thinking about it. But imagine this. If you lived forever, what would matter? Deadlines wouldn't exist. Goals would lose urgency. Every day would feel meaningless. It's death, the ultimate limit, that gives life its sharpness. Knowing that time is finite makes love precious, sunsets beautiful, and every moment urgent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Here's a story. A man hears he has 1 year to live. Suddenly every little thing matters: the laughter of his children, the warmth of sunlight, the taste of coffee. Those things were always there, but mortality made them sacred. The paradox is simple. Death terrifies us, but it's the reason life has meaning. Ask yourself, if today were my last day, what would I do differently? Life isn't black and white, it's a dance of opposites. These contradictions aren't problems to solve, they're truths to embrace. Which paradox spoke to you the most? Was it the idea that happiness needs suffering, or that death gives life meaning? Share your thoughts in the comments side, love, to hear your perspective. And if this video opened your mind, subscribe for more, because the biggest questions are always waiting for us, and together, we'll keep exploring them.